And tonight, a story of school staff in Jeffersonville trained and ready to save a student's life after his heart stopped. Officers, doctors, and the young boy's father say without that quick thinking, this rare medical emergency could have ended in tragedy.
I thought I was waking up for school or something, and I realized not at home. I'm in a hospital. Confused
and connected to IV drips, still, young Brendan Sullivan is alive.
You can't even say thank you enough, for someone to save your child.
Dad Steve Sullivan feared he'd lost Brendan by the time paramedics brought him to Norton Children's Hospital downtown last Wednesday. The cause of this potentially deadly condition was something Sullivan says he'd never heard of before, even as he knew Brendan suffers from asthma.
Bubble on the outside of your lung, it collapsed his lung and made him go into cardiac arrest. He dropped dead.
Norton's physician, Aaron Calhoun, says this condition, pneumothorax, is a rare but potential complication of asthma.
A situation like this, where you have someone whose heart stops, where the heart can't pump blood at all, is an emergency situation that has to be treated immediately if the best outcomes are to be obtained.
Jeffersonville police tell us, as school resource officer Buckner was checking the halls of Parkview Middle School, he saw Brendan collapse. In seconds, the Sullivans say, the SRO, a PE teacher, and several staff members worked together to give Brendan CPR.
No one walks down the hallway in school or anywhere else expecting somebody to have a cardiac arrest, and so you have to be ready to jump in at a moment's notice and do that CPR as best you can.
Within 3.5 minutes of Brendan's fall, more than a dozen JPD officers got to Parkview to give the staff more medical supplies. As Brendan recovers, he and Dad hope he gets back to school, to video games, and that others might pick up a life-saving skill like CPR.
I think everyone needs to learn the basics of it, how they professionally did that.
Now, Brendan will undergo some physical therapy to recover. Steve Sullivan says he will now advocate for any parents of kids with serious enough asthma to consider talking to doctors about these greater risks. Dr. Calhoun says this case is also a reminder to have medications close by that can prevent emergencies.